In the depths of the vast and mysterious ocean, where sunlight barely penetrates and the water grows colder, there lived a mermaid named Nerissa. With her shimmering scales that reflected the light of the moon and her long, flowing hair that danced with the currents, she was a captivating sight to behold. Nerissa's home was a hidden underwater kingdom, a place of beauty and wonder, teeming with vibrant coral reefs and exotic marine life. Nerissa was not just any mermaid. She was the daughter of the Ocean King, Triton. Her father ruled over the underwater realm with wisdom and strength, ensuring peace and harmony among the sea creatures. Nerissa was beloved by all, her kind heart and adventurous spirit endearing her to the inhabitants of the deep. However, the ocean was a dangerous place, and dark forces lurked in its shadows. One fateful day, while exploring a sunken shipwreck, Nerissa stumbled upon an ancient relic, a glowing pearl that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. As she reached out to touch it, a sudden surge of power enveloped her, and she was thrown back by the force. When she regained consciousness, she found herself surrounded by strange, shadowy creatures. These were the Deep Ones, malevolent beings who had been imprisoned in the depths for centuries. The Deep Ones had been waiting for someone to unleash them, and Nerissa had unwittingly done so. Now, they sought to conquer the ocean and enslave its inhabitants. Their leader, a formidable creature named Malachar, possessed a dark and terrible power. With the pearl in his grasp, he could control the currents and summon storms, making him nearly unstoppable. Nerissa knew she had to stop Malachar and his minions before they wreaked havoc on her home. She embarked on a perilous journey, seeking allies and ancient knowledge to aid her in her quest. Along the way, she encountered many dangers: ravenous sea serpents, treacherous whirlpools, and cunning predators. But Nerissa's determination and courage never wavered. She sought the counsel of the wise old turtle, a sage who had witnessed the rise and fall of many civilizations. The turtle told her of an ancient weapon, the trident of Poseidon, which could vanquish the Deep Ones. The trident was hidden in the temple of the sea, guarded by powerful enchantments and deadly traps. Only a true heir of the ocean could retrieve it. With the help of her friends, Orin, a loyal dolphin, and Lyra, a fierce warrior mermaid, Nerissa navigated the treacherous path to the temple. They faced countless challenges, from deciphering cryptic riddles to battling fearsome guardians. At last, they reached the inner sanctum, where the trident rested upon a pedestal of coral. As Nerissa grasped the trident, a surge of power flowed through her, filling her with newfound strength and resolve. She knew that the final battle against Malachar was imminent. Returning to her kingdom, she rallied the sea creatures to stand against the encroaching darkness. Dolphins, whales, and even sharks joined forces, united by their shared determination to protect their home. The climactic battle took place in the heart of the ocean, where the currents raged and the water boiled with the fury of combat. Nerissa faced Malachar in a duel of epic proportions, their powers clashing with a force that sent shockwaves through the sea. Despite Malachar's formidable abilities, Nerissa's courage and the power of the trident proved too much for him. With a final, decisive strike, she banished Malachar and the Deep Ones back to the depths from whence they came. Peace was restored to the ocean, and Nerissa was hailed as a hero. Her bravery and sacrifice had saved her kingdom from certain doom. But Nerissa knew that the ocean would always hold its share of dangers. She vowed to remain vigilant, ever ready to protect her home and its inhabitants. And so, the mermaid who had faced countless perils and emerged victorious continued to explore the wonders of the deep, her heart filled with the enduring spirit of adventure. Nerissa's journey began in the hidden kingdom of Atlantia, a place few humans had ever seen. Its coral palaces glowed with an inner light, and its streets bustled with the activity of merfolk, seahorses, and other aquatic creatures. King Triton, her father, ruled from a grand palace at the center, his trident symbolizing his power and authority. Nerissa's curiosity often led her to explore the ocean's vast expanse. She was fascinated by the remnants of human civilizations, particularly the shipwrecks that littered the ocean floor. Each one told a story of adventure and tragedy, and she longed to uncover their secrets. Her favorite spot was an ancient galleon that lay half buried in sand, its hull encrusted with barnacles and its sails long gone. On the day her life changed forever, Nerissa swam through the wreckage, her eyes scanning for anything unusual. It was then she saw it, a pearl larger than any she had ever seen, nestled in the captain's quarters. Its glow was hypnotic, drawing her closer. As her fingers brushed its smooth surface, she felt a shock of energy surge through her, knocking her unconscious. When she awoke, the world had changed. The deep ones, creatures of nightmare and shadow, surrounded her. Their eyes glowed with a malevolent light, and their leader, Malachar, stood at the center, the pearl now in his grasp. His voice echoed in her mind, promising destruction and chaos. "You have freed us, little mermaid," Malachar said, "and now we will reclaim what is ours." Nerissa's heart pounded with fear, but she knew she had to act. Summoning her courage, she fled, using her speed and agility to outmaneuver the creatures. She had to warn her father and find a way to stop Malachar. Back in Atlantia, the news of the Deep One's return spread quickly. King Triton called an emergency council, summoning the leaders of the various oceanic tribes. Dolphins, whales, and even the elusive sea dragons sent representatives, all concerned about the threat posed by the Deep Ones. "The ancient texts speak of a weapon," Triton said, addressing the assembly. "The trident of Poseidon, hidden in the temple of the sea. It is our only hope." Nerissa volunteered to lead the quest. She felt responsible for releasing the Deep Ones and was determined to set things right. Orin, her loyal dolphin friend, and Lyra, a fierce warrior mermaid, insisted on accompanying her. Together, they set out on a journey fraught with peril. Their first challenge was to navigate the abyssal trenches, a series of deep, dark chasms teeming with dangerous creatures. Anglerfish, with their eerie bioluminescent lures, lurked in the shadows, while colossal squid patrolled the depths. Orin's echolocation abilities proved invaluable, allowing them to avoid many threats. Next, they encountered the Siren's Reef, a treacherous area where beautiful but deadly sirens lured sailors to their doom. The siren's song was irresistible, and even Nerissa found herself drawn to it. But Lyra, having faced sirens before, had brought earplugs made from enchanted seaweed, which she shared with her friends. With their hearing protected, they managed to pass through the reef unscathed. As they approached the Temple of the Sea, they faced their greatest challenge yet, the Guardians. These ancient sea creatures had been charged with protecting the trident and would allow no one to pass without proving their worth. The first Guardian was a Leviathan, a massive sea serpent with scales as hard as steel. Nerissa's quick thinking and Orin's speed allowed them to outmaneuver the beast, eventually leading it into a narrow crevice where it became stuck. The second Guardian was a Kraken, whose tentacles could crush ships and tear apart the strongest defenses. Lyra's combat skills came to the fore, as she used her agility and strength to sever the Kraken's limbs one by one. It was a grueling battle, but they emerged victorious. Finally, they reached the inner sanctum of the temple. The trident of Poseidon stood on a pedestal, its power palpable. As Nerissa reached for it, she felt a surge of energy, stronger than anything she had felt before. The trident responded to her touch, recognizing her as a true heir of the ocean. With the trident in hand, they returned to Atlantia, where the final battle awaited. Malachar and the Deep Ones had already begun their assault, using the power of the pearl to control the currents and summon storms. The ocean was in chaos, and the inhabitants of Atlantia fought desperately to defend their home. Nerissa faced Malachar in a duel that shook the very foundations of the sea. Their powers clashed with a force that sent shockwaves through the water, lighting up the depths with bursts of energy. Malachar was powerful, but Nerissa's determination and the power of the trident proved too much for him. With a final, decisive strike, she banished Malachar and the Deep Ones back to the depths from whence they came. Peace was restored to the ocean, and Nerissa was hailed as a hero. Her bravery and sacrifice had saved her kingdom from certain doom. But Nerissa knew that the ocean would always hold its share of dangers. She vowed to remain vigilant, ever ready to protect her home and its inhabitants. And so, the mermaid who had faced countless perils and emerged victorious continued to explore the wonders of the deep. her heart filled with the enduring spirit of adventure. Nerissa's journey had only just begun. As the ocean returned to its tranquil state, she found herself reflecting on the many lessons she had learned. The battle with Malachar had shown her the true extent of her own strength and the power of unity among the ocean's inhabitants. She realized that, while she had been the one to wield the trident, it was the combined efforts of her friends and allies that had secured their victory. In the aftermath of the battle, Atlantia began to rebuild. The damage caused by the Deep Ones was extensive, but the resilient merfolk worked tirelessly to restore their beloved kingdom. Coral structures were repaired, and the vibrant marine life that called Atlantia home gradually returned. King Triton, proud of his daughter's bravery, continued to rule with wisdom and fairness, his faith in the strength of his people renewed. Nerissa, however, could not shake the feeling that her journey was far from over. The ocean was vast, and she knew there were many more mysteries to uncover and threats to face. She felt a calling to explore beyond the familiar waters of Atlantia, to seek out new adventures and protect the ocean from any future dangers. Orin and Lyra, ever loyal, vowed to accompany her on this new quest. Orin's playful spirit and keen senses had been invaluable during their previous journey, while Lyra's strength and combat skills had proven crucial in their battles. Together, the trio set out once more, leaving the safety of Atlantia behind. Their first destination was the Whispering Abyss, a deep and treacherous chasm said to hold the secrets of the ocean's past. Legend spoke of an ancient civilization that had thrived there long before the rise of Atlantia. The ruins were said to be haunted by spirits, but they also held powerful artifacts and knowledge that could aid them in future conflicts. As they descended into the abyss, the water grew colder and darker. Strange, bioluminescent creatures flitted about, casting eerie glows that danced along the walls of the chasm. Nerissa felt a chill run down her spine as whispers echoed through the water, the voices of long-dead souls warning them of the dangers that lay ahead. Navigating the labyrinthine passages of the abyss was no easy feat. They encountered numerous hazards, from sudden rockfalls to swift currents that threatened to drag them into the depths. Orin's echolocation once again proved invaluable, helping them avoid many of these dangers. But it was Lyra's strength and determination that saw them through the toughest challenges, as she carved paths through collapsed tunnels and fought off the occasional predator that lurked in the shadows. At the heart of the abyss, they discovered the ruins of the ancient civilization. Massive stone structures, covered in strange, glowing runes, lay scattered across the ocean floor. It was a hauntingly beautiful sight, a testament to the once great people who had called this place home. Among the ruins, they found relics of immense power, crystals that could store and amplify energy, enchanted weapons, and ancient scrolls detailing lost magical practices. One such scroll caught Nerissa's eye. It spoke of the Sea of Shadows, a place where the barriers between worlds were thin and where dark forces often gathered. The scroll warned of an impending threat, a powerful entity known as the Shadow Queen, who sought to dominate the ocean and plunge it into eternal darkness. Determined to prevent another catastrophe, Nerissa and her friends set their course for the Sea of Shadows. Along the way, they encountered allies who shared their goal, a group of sea witches who had dedicated their lives to protecting the ocean from dark magic, and a pod of warrior orcas led by a wise and battle-hardened matriarch named Kaida. The journey to the Sea of Shadows was fraught with peril. They had to navigate through the Cursed Waters, an area plagued by deadly whirlpools and ghostly apparitions. The sea witches used their magic to shield them from the worst of the curses, while Kaida and her orcas provided protection from the creatures that lurked in the darkness. When they finally reached the Sea of Shadows, they found it to be a place of eerie beauty. The water was inky black and strange. Phosphorescent plants glowed faintly, casting an otherworldly light. At the center of the sea stood a massive, shadowy palace, the lair of the Shadow Queen. The final battle was upon them. The Shadow Queen was a formidable foe, her powers fueled by the darkness that surrounded her. She could summon shadowy minions to do her bidding and cast spells that twisted reality itself. But Nerissa and her allies fought bravely, their combined strength and determination driving them forward. In the heart of the palace, Nerissa faced the Shadow Queen in a duel that would decide the fate of the ocean. The queen's dark magic clashed with the power of the trident of Poseidon, creating a maelstrom of energy that threatened to tear the palace apart. But Nerissa's resolve was unbreakable. With a final, decisive strike, she shattered the queen's dark heart, banishing her and her minions to the void. The ocean was safe once more, but the cost had been high. Many of their allies had fallen, and the toll of the battle weighed heavily on Nerissa's heart. Yet, she knew that their sacrifices had not been in vain. The ocean was a place of endless beauty and wonder, and it was worth fighting for. As they returned to Atlantia, they were greeted as heroes. The merfolk celebrated their victory, and King Triton declared a day of remembrance for those who had given their lives to protect their home. Nerissa, Orin, and Lyra were honored for their bravery and dedication. Nerissa's journey had taught her much about herself and the world she called home. She had faced unimaginable dangers and emerged stronger for it. But she also knew that the ocean would always hold new challenges, new adventures waiting to be discovered. And so, the mermaid who had once been content to explore shipwrecks now found herself eager to seek out the unknown, to uncover the secrets of the deep and protect her home from any who would threaten it. With her friends by her side and the trident of Poseidon in her grasp, Nerissa continued her adventures, her heart forever filled with the spirit of the ocean. Nerissa's next journey took her to the Coral Maze, a labyrinthine expanse of coral reefs that was said to shift and change, confounding even the most experienced navigators. The Coral Maze was home to the Coral Guardians, ancient beings who protected the secrets of the ocean. These secrets included knowledge of forgotten spells, maps to hidden realms, and artifacts of great power. The Coral Maze was a test of patience and ingenuity. The vibrant coral formations created a dazzling but disorienting landscape. Nerissa and her companions relied on Orin's keen sense of direction and Lyra's strength to navigate the ever-changing paths. Along the way, they encountered various sea creatures that called the maze home, some of which were friendly and offered guidance, while others were hostile and had to be avoided or defeated. Deep within the Coral Maze, they discovered an ancient library, its shelves filled with scrolls and tomes detailing the history and magic of the ocean. The Coral Guardians, towering beings made of living coral, initially barred their way. However, Nerissa's respectful approach and her demonstration of the trident's power convinced the Guardians of their noble intentions. Among the library's treasures, Nerissa found a map leading to the lost city of Aquatica, an underwater metropolis that had vanished centuries ago. The city was rumored to hold the Key of Tides, an artifact capable of controlling the ocean's currents and waves. Such power could either protect the ocean or be a tool of immense destruction if it fell into the wrong hands. With the map in hand, they set off for the lost city, guided by the Coral Guardian's blessings. The journey was long and perilous, taking them through territories ruled by hostile creatures and through waters filled with natural hazards. They encountered a pod of giant squid, whose tentacles could crush a ship with ease, and had to navigate through a series of underwater volcanic vents that spewed scalding water and toxic gases. When they finally reached the location marked on the map, they found nothing but a vast expanse of empty ocean floor. Doubt began to creep in, but Nerissa trusted the map and the guidance of the Coral Guardians. She used the trident to channel her energy into the ocean, awakening the ancient magic that concealed the lost city. As the magic took effect, the sands shifted, revealing the magnificent structures of Aquatica. The city was a marvel of engineering and beauty, with towering spires and intricate carvings that told stories of a bygone era. But it was also eerily silent, its once bustling streets now empty and still. Exploring the city, they found clues about its downfall. The inhabitants had relied heavily on the Key of Tides, using its power to maintain their prosperity. But when the key was stolen by a power-hungry sorcerer, the city's fate was sealed. Without the key, Aquatica had succumbed to natural disasters and internal strife, eventually sinking into obscurity. Determined to find the Key of Tides and prevent its misuse, Nerissa and her companions delved deeper into the city's secrets. They discovered hidden chambers and long-forgotten vaults, guarded by ancient traps and magical wards. In the heart of the city's grand temple, they finally found the Key of Tides, secured within a pedestal of enchanted crystal. But their quest was far from over. The sorcerer's descendants, a clan of dark mages known as the Tidebreakers, had also been searching for the key. As Nerissa reached for it, the Tidebreakers emerged from the shadows, demanding she hand over the artifact. A fierce battle ensued, with magic and might clashing in a spectacular display of power. Nerissa's training and the strength of her allies proved crucial. Orin's agility allowed him to outmaneuver the mages, while Lyra's combat prowess kept them at bay. Nerissa herself wielded the trident with newfound mastery, countering the Tidebreaker's spells and protecting her friends. Despite their formidable foes, they managed to defeat the mages, securing the Key of Tides. With the key in their possession, they returned to Atlantia, where King Triton helped them seal the artifact in a secure vault, protected by powerful wards and guarded by trusted warriors. The ocean was safe once more, and the knowledge and artifacts they had uncovered added to the wisdom and strength of Atlantia. Nerissa's adventures had made her a legend among her people. Her courage, determination, and unwavering sense of duty inspired others to explore and protect the ocean. She continued to seek out new challenges, driven by a deep love for her home and a desire to ensure its safety for generations to come. And so, the mermaid who had once been content to explore shipwrecks now found herself a guardian of the ocean, a protector of its secrets, and a beacon of hope in the face of darkness. Her heart forever filled with the spirit of adventure, Nerissa swam into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges awaited her beneath the waves.